My name is Ali Tavanayan. I'm the owner and founder of TEI Web Solutions. I started back in 2005 and I was solo and doing everything by myself. Then in 2008, I hired my first employee. That was a big change because I had a fear of how can I grow my business? Taking the responsibility of new person, make sure I can pay them and I have enough tasks for them. That's a big challenge all the time. Then growth of the business was really important to me all the time. When in 2013, I grown out suddenly to 12 employees, I felt some pain because I didn't know how should I manage a larger team. And it was the time, within less than few months, I realized I lost about $75,000 on just wages, and it was quite painful. And I ended up to almost firing everyone overnight and going back to only one employee. And the only reason was I didn't know how should I grow properly. To be honest, before I met Dan, I had different kind of mentors. I met about 5 or 6 different mentors. I had wrong mentors. I have invalid mentors, which they didn't know and they couldn't understand my business style, my business type, my business scale, or the things which is related to my business. At some point, I hired a mentor, which I later realized he is broke himself. Another time, I hired a mentor, which I know he was successful, but he used to manage a company with 4,000 employees, not a company with only 12 employees. That was a wrong mentor. Throughout the time, I learned who is the right mentor for my company, and I learned I have to choose the right mentor. When I met Dan, I realized, yes, he worked with the same scale of the business that I have. I'm in e-commerce and web development. He had the same experience. Then he's familiar with my business. When I'm sitting in his sessions, I'm listening to him, I realize, yes, he knows what he's talking about because it's exactly about my pain points, exactly what I need to know to grow my business. That's the reason I would love to continue working with Dan, and I'm glad that I know him. And actually, let me share you a small, quick story about that. I remember first time Dan started the event, and in his first Vancouver entrepreneur group, he was at the stage and he was saying, okay, you know what? If you're here and if you're a bad apple, I'm gonna use all my power and kick you out. And I was poking the person next to me and said, no, I think I'm one of those bad apples. I didn't hear anything original from him. Whatever he said, I heard it from Colleen, from Iman, from, here and there. Then there was nothing original about that. Then, till the next, invitation for an event, I said, I want to go and listen to this guy one more time. And guess what happened by end of the session? I was begging Dan, can I become your mentee? Could you accept me as a to be my mentor? Because I realized, no, he is original. The data and the information that he shares is original and he wants to help. It's not a sales pitch. You go to lots of sessions and feel like, yeah, they just want to sell you something. Or they just want to motivate you but don't give you the solution. Or they give you a solution, but they don't motivate you. Dan motivates you, gives you a solution, gives you a hand, and mentor you, and tell you exactly where you have to go. One of the biggest challenges that I have to working with a really successful mentor was to be able to realize, okay, can I really afford a mentor, a multi-millionaire mentor? Because I realized, okay, this guy is not gonna work with the smaller guys, right? I'm still a small, medium-sized business. Then Dan introduced a solution that I could afford. And that was actually really motivating me. It was really motivational because I realized, the structure he put for the fees that I have to pay for this mentorship is not the fee. It's actually motivating and pushing me to become more successful. Then I will start seeing it not as a fee, actually as the way how can I grow my business. And I love how Dan designed this structure. The experience with Dan and his mentorship, it's different. It's different in a way that he sits and listens to you and what is your pain, what's your issue. And any issue, whenever I shared it with him, right away, on a snap, he has a really solid, viable, applicable solution for it. There's no BS. And that's what I learned, I like about that, because he's right to the point. He knows exactly how to solve it. I would say the word that can describe Dan is knowledgeable. He knows. That's good about him. He knows exactly what he has to do. And he tells you what you have to do. Because he read all those books, he attended all those mentorships, and he invested in himself a lot more than me. And guess what? He has absolutely no resistance to share it with you. I get all the information I want from him, and he is open. I just need to ask. How working with Dan changed doing my business? First thing is, I have more confidence because I know that I have a backup. If I have difficulty, if I have questions, I'm not gonna have any doubt anymore. I know someone knows the answer. I just need to ask him, and definitely a solution, a good solution, gonna come out of that question. Then knowing that there is a backup that you can rely and you can get help is a really good peace of mind. That the best experience that I have within like a year and a half working with Dan, that I know there is someone to lead me. One of the good things that I love about Dan is his network. He is connected to lots of people. And I love this because I probably couldn't touch or reach those people without Dan's help. Part of that network is the inner circle. The inner circle is the people that I confidently can share my business success as well as my business issues. And I still feel secure, and I know they care about my business. They are not my competitor. They are not gonna get unhappy if I'm successful or happy if I'm failing. This is the inner circle. This is the trust circle. We are helping each other and we are trying to grow together. I recommend Dan to other entrepreneurs because I know he can help them too. If I can see an entrepreneur who is struggling with his business, who is trying to grow but they don't know how, or they already tried and failed, or they have some gap in their knowledge or in their business, I know Dan can help them. That's the reason I can tell them, yes, I know someone can fix this for you. Then I will invite them to one of the VEG events, and I ask them to come and see it for themselves. And I know when they see it once, they're gonna come back later. Everyone needs to have a mentor. We all know, even Bill Gates or Steve Jobs, everyone has a mentor. Doesn't matter how small or how big you are, you need someone to look after you and guide you from outside. Then you need someone who knows better than you. Dan is the one who knows better than you.